Oh yeah, you're in the studio with the live local artist today. I'm in Grapevine, Texas, and I'm looking at this marvelous work of engineering, getting ready to make a painting of a train, and then this truck shows up, and I think to myself, oh, it must not be meant to be. It must not be meant to be. But then I started looking at the picture more, and I realized the grain elevator, the train, and even the truck all kind of, and then if I look further, there's this, and it's just like this theme of human engineering. Well, I came to look at that train and enjoy the marvel of engineering, and all of this inspired me to make a painting. I thought it was just going to be the train, but well, this truck showed up with a trailer. But I'm going to focus on the train. And somehow I'm going to incorporate the grain elevator in the back. The grain elevator is what I was really looking for when I came out here today. I remember it growing up, driving to Grapevine to visit family. We're going to start at the nose of the train. It's like Thomas the Train here. There's no way I'm going to fit it all in this tiny little canvas, but I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm just going to follow the contour of the train. We're going to see where it leads me if I try and... I'm looking at the overall dimensions or the form or the shape of the train, and it kind of looks like a pistol. I was thinking a pistol. Wow. And then as I was standing next to the train, because I was able to get really close up, I could feel the weight of all that iron, and I started looking at the details, and you can see areas around steps and undersides that were weathered and damaged, and I could feel the rumble of the tracks as this thing made its way down the line. You could almost hear the combustion on the inside of the machine, and feel the energy of millions of pounds of torque throughout the years. And I was like, wow. So now I've taken a fun little drawing here of the train parts. A lot of rivets. Rivet, 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 rivet. I'm going to leave it nice and drawing, a heavy drawing painting. You know, I'm focusing a lot on the technical aspect of the drawing, but I'm doing it with the brush. No Command Z, no erasers, just breathing. Breathe and pull that brush across the canvas, the surface of the canvas. Look, there's a ladder. And then bring that around here. The curve of the iron side. And then the platform. All this heavy metal. You have the engine, which does what an engine does. Oh, I'm completely lost on my drawing. You got your engine, which does that thing that an engine does, which is combust and channel that energy, the combusted energy, to drive the whole train forward. Like I think that's the horn right here. Yeah. Well, that takes a lot of pressure. It takes a lot to be able to withstand that kind of. And so the gravity of what the train is about, what it's about. You can feel it as you stand next to it. It has a presence. And when you stop for a moment to recognize that presence, you can't help but partake in all the lives that brought that presence to being. A long line of people that worked and died and lived and cried. It's just like you and me. We're sharing in a pretty awesome experience. Don't forget that. I bet you riding on one of these, being an engineer on one of these, was a lot like hitching a ride on a comet. Chugging your way through the darkness. Coming around a pass. Wonder what these things did over here. Yeah. I like drawing, live drawing. Live drawing's super important if you want to be a painter, plein air painter anyways. So capture landscapes and cityscapes and peoplescapes. It helps to practice your drawing. That's what I'm doing. Every day. Every day I practice. And then I practice more. This is nice. It's full of rivets over here. That's my rivet gun. Rivet. Shadows over here where people used to stand. Maybe it's like the ghost of an engineer. Oh, look at that. That's some bent metal over there. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have begun filling color. Oh no, it's a can of worms. It's a can of worms. I should have left the white. Darn it. It's like watching the wheels fall off right there. I just saw it happen. Boom. Oh, I'm driving down the highway, and then all of a sudden you see your front wheel take off in front of you. Oh no. That's not good. Well, that's an example of that in the painter sense. The wheels just fell off with this one. It's a train wreck! Ah! Yeah. I've been there before. They're all train wrecks, really. Let's see. I can't paint the cattle catcher over there. So far I'm doing all right. It's a little short on the back end there. That should be much longer. It actually would go off the canvas if I was. But I'm not. So there's the train. How's everybody doing today? Sorry, I'm just off in my own little world here, making this little painting of a big train. A little painting of a big train. It looks like Thomas the Train if you get the right angle. It's their Topham and all them guys. All Dems guys. Okay, so this is a tanker right here. This is like where all the fuel's stored, I think. It's full of coal. I'm just brushing shadows all around here. This is the side of a great big fabricated piece of steel. There's a window. So far so good. Step back. Hold your breath. There is a grain elevator in the back. I remember that grain elevator from way back as a child. I had a tia, my tia Pancha. She used to live out here. long time ago. And that was always the marker for me. Well, I didn't know streets. But I knew we were close whenever I saw that. Hey, whatever it takes, right? I'll just brush this color in. I'm regretting it. Oh, I'm regretting ever having messed with color. Should have just left it a drawing. Now I'm going to be here all day working this out. All day. So if you're in the area, you can stop by, say hello. You'll see me out here working on this, because this is not going down easy. It's like I picked a fight with a bear. It's not just gonna roll over. Come on, train. You got a lot of detail. There's a lot to a train. You know, it's not just chugga 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 chugga. Shoot. Anybody ever walk up on a train? Well, I suppose I never did, because somehow I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Well, it is. But it's like a bourbon cake. We're very, very heavy on the bourbon. You can smell it as you walk up on it. Maybe it's like another kind of cake. Baby cake. No, just kidding. It's not at all like a baby cake. Oh, there's a truck here in my way. Where did you come from, Mr. Truck? Okay, well, we're gonna skip the truck area right now. There's that part of the train. We're gonna only work on what I can see, and I'm moving the front end of the train closer to the edge of my canvas here, because I just feel I can move. That would move everything. Now this is a big decision I've got to make here. See, I've got this much canvas that I could shift the whole train over. I'm pretty far along in the drawing process if you look at all that there. And you know, do I really want to do that? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to turn these into trees here. These are trees. I needed some weight here, something to do with this. So I'm just going to turn that into trees. Here's how you turn white canvas into trees. You just get your brush all nice and wet. You get a little yellow because there's some reflected sunlight. And you just splash that around. And now you got a bank of trees in the back. See? See how that works out? Looks like trees to me. Okay, now we've got this tower sticking out here that we want to address. And that's going to push your eye back down. So it's like you're in the pool on a hot summer day, having a great time, and you think you're coming up for some water, but then your big brother comes up and just pushes your head right back down. Now get back down in there. You just get right back down in there and take a big gulp of water while you're at it. Yep. Mixing a little bit of blue with my white, and we're getting that color of the grain elevator. Yeah, I told you I used to come and visit my cousins out here, and I remember this grain elevator. It was such an indicator of where we were and who we were, really. So I was finally getting around to making a painting of it, and then there was this train in the way, and so I'll come to my senses and say, hey, that's a pretty cool train. I think I'll just go ahead and paint that train as well. So I set up to make this painting of this grain elevator, and then this train, and then this truck showed up. I was like, well, I guess I'm having to pay careful attention to, monuments in human ingenuity. The grain elevator, the train, the truck, but I am still persistent in my way, and I'm going to omit the truck for now, unless I get right down to the nitty-gritty in the very end and that truck is still there, and it's just I need to close it off because this is gonna be weird. Then maybe I'll paint the truck, but for now I just Just so you know where my mind is, I'm ignoring it. I'm acting like it's not even there. I can't see through it, so I can't paint through it either. But I can paint around. Still lots of things to paint, get the rest of the canvas where it needs to be, and then maybe that's going to be the right time. That's what I'm saying. You know, it'll be the right time when it's the right time. Just drain some stuff, make this complex over here a little bit more complex. Too bad I don't have a longer canvas. I do really, but I opted for this one because the other one is pretty ridiculous. I didn't think you were ready for it. It's actually not even a canvas. It's a found piece of material, and I've come across many instances where I just wanted to whip it out. This was one of them, and for whatever reason, I held back. I can't tell you the reason because I don't even know. Well, in this particular instance, it was, I think I don't know. I saw for a moment the pyramids, the Aztec pyramids here, and it was what drew me in, and it was the structure on the top being the temple high up, and then you have a smaller structure. Should go up higher. And then it makes me have to deal with my drawing of the train a little bit more because I want to get a little bit more length out of this guy here. Make it feel like it comes down more. Ooh. That's a tough one. But it did. I'm going to come back with some train right now. Coming back with some train. I'm going to wipe some of this away because this has to be train. No ways, two ways about it. The elevator is not going to feel as tall as it actually is. But I don't think that'll wreck my painting. See, as a painter, you have to make these calls sometimes. Aesthetics over aesthetics over circumstance. Just like the hot box in here. But it doesn't have to go up as high. Yeah. Mixing a little Van Dyke brown with some blue, and I'm gonna bring that around this way. $771. That's the number on this train. The old 771. Now we're gonna have fun with the engine. Big old burner. There's a lot of wear and tear on that. You can see how it had to withstand pressures and the paint oxidized, chipped. Do need a little bit more length here in order for this to work out properly. So we are going to create See how everything just works out? Everything works out. It all just works itself out in the end. I wasn't sure if I needed more length on the nozzle right there.
Dad, your phone's ringing. Your phone's ringing.